Hello, friends. You're listening to Instrumental Instrumentals. As always, I'm your host, Reginald Kingsport. I hope you've been enjoying our back-to-back block of Bella Bartok, and I must say that his Hungarian folk songs do particularly well with this bottle of Hungarian Palinka fruit brandy. But now it's time to hear from you, dear listeners. Call us at... Oh, would you look at that? We already have a caller! Ha-ha! Hello, you're on Instrumental Instrumentals.
Hello, Reginald. Flo here.
Flo? Don't you go on the air soon? Where are you?
I'm on my way to the studio, and now I'm right outside. Hi.
Yes, Flo, I could see you waving outside. Why don't you just come in the studio, inside? Yeah.
And cease being a call-in guest? I think not.
All right, Flo. So, what are your thoughts on the Bartok block? Hopefully it's more positive than the feedback I got after the Pachbel Power Hour.
As much as I love canon and D.
And who doesn't? The hook just brings you back.
Why was the entire hour just canon in D on loop?
Yes, well, we did have a playlist, Flo, but our intern, young, impressionable Rowan, accidentally set our machine to single-song play.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Spigport, sir. I already apologized.
Yes, I know. Listeners, the mousy mea culpa you just heard was from the mouth of the culprit himself. It's all right, Rowan. I would have, of course, intervened, but after hearing those first sweet tones of Pachbel's Canon in D, I was out like a laser beam.
Isn't the saying out like a light?
Yes, but my slumber was much more powerful and focused. Also, I may have accidentally imbibed an entire bottle of peach schnapps before the Pachbel Power Hour.
How do you accidentally drink schnapps?
Easy. I thought it was brandy.
And you didn't put it down?
Flo. Sweet Flo. You know that once the Pachbel Power Hour party train starts, there's just no stopping it. I've cut the brakes and shot the conductor, Flo.
Mr. Kingsport, sir, do you need help?
Help. I am the very image of independence, my boy.
I can't remember the last time I saw you without a bottle, Mr. Kingsport.
Oh, I've only just polished off this Palinka.
Except to grab another bottle.
This Porto, presented to me by the voluminous Vizier of Vienna.
Voluminous?
Voracious, villainous, voluptuous. Where's my corkscrew?
You do sound a little different, Reginald.
Chateau Bordeaux, 1996. It was a very good year. Such a very good year. A very good...
Oh, Mr. Kingsport, sir. Oh, would you like a hug?
My boy, I do need a hug. I do, but
Oh, Mr. Kingsport, it's all right. You're going to be all right.
I must say, I never expected to find comfort in your embrace, young Rowan. But I must admit, your sickly chicken arms are bringing me some semblance of the peace I presume to prize from the Palinka. My God, man. Perhaps I do need help.
Reginald, have you ever been to the Jackson Pollock Memorial Rehabilitation Center?
Flo, that's genius. Yeah. Dare I live my greatest dream and go on celebrity rehab?
I think it's just regular rehab, Mr. Kingsport.
Once I walk through those doors, it will be celebrity rehab.
Reginald, I'm so happy you've decided to embrace going to rehab, and so quickly, too.
To be honest, it's been a lifelong wish of mine. My great-uncle, the late great Ricardo Montalban Kingsport, went to rehab and regaled me with stories of his fellow rehab mates. It looks like my bottle of Palinka is now finished. Rowan, my dear boy, will you please recycle this bottle? I need to summon a driver.
Sure.
Celebrity rehab goals! Well, that's our time this evening. As always, this is Reginald Kingsport signing off. Up next, Granola Park Radio with Jess and Rowan.
Uh-huh.
Good evening, Granola Park. This is Jess.
And I'm Rowan, the intern. And you're listening to Granola Park Radio.
That's 94.3 FM. Also coming to you live via our simulcast on www.granolaparkradio.fm.
And you're listening to Granola Park Radio.
Rowan, you said that already.
I'm sorry, Jess. I keep saying it, but it doesn't feel right. It's supposed to be Granola Park Radio with Jess and Sam, but with no Sam.
Sam is on the run from the long arm of justice, for those of you just tuning in.
It's just Granola Park Radio with Jess and... With and who?
With and me.
What?
Now, Rowan, don't be upset. I called in someone to fill in for Sam.
Sebastian Ozymandias, local playwright and serial plagiarist?
You forgot raconteur and living legend. Winner of the much-denounced Capital Cringe Festival Award for Most Misleading Title, with my one-man show called An Entire Circus with Lions and Lots of Special Effects.
It can't be Granola Park Radio with you.
Never fear, young intern Rowan. I would not dare step into the shoes of so illustrious a personage as Sam. I am merely here to do my own show in their stead.
Your show? You have a show?
I do now! It's a completely original concept I developed called Granola Park Radio with Seb and Friend.
Oh, that is original.
Oh, Sebastian, you can't...
Rowan, if you could play the theme music I composed myself explicitly for this show.
It's catchy.
Good evening, Granola Park, and welcome to Granola Park Radio with Seb and Friend. I am your host, Sebastian Ozymandias, and tonight, the friend in question is Jess.
Hi. Well, I'm honored and surprised to be here. What now?
This is the part where you ask me questions about my work.
Usually the host asks the guest questions.
My show, my rules! And according to Sebastian Ozymandias' book of talk radio and Australian rules football, you ask me the questions.
He's got you there, Jess.
Gosh, I've only done talk radio by American rules. I'm sorry, Sebastian, but I haven't prepared.
No need, Jess. I have prepared for you. Here, read these.
Okay. Sebastian Ozymandias, what's it like being Sebastian Ozymandias?
Wow, Jess, playing hardball right off.
Well, it is Australian rules.
That's a fascinating question, friend, and one I was totally unprepared for. Let me try an off-the-cuff anecdote. Context! Last night, I was in a bar with my acting troupe, the totally ready for primetime players, when a song came on ye oldie juked box. It was a very famous song by a very famous woman whom you have heard of, and who I used to totally date in high school. Yes, you are intrigued and amazed.
Gosh, Sebastian Ozymandias, I am intrigued and amazed. But tell me, Sebastian Ozymandias, do I have to always use your full name?
I have the name trademarked. I get 5 cents every time the station says the whole thing.
Oh, okay. Well then, Sebastian Ozymandias, who, pray tell, is this mystery superstar?
I am not one to grope and tell, so I leave you in the wonder of who this mystery woman from my mysterious past could possibly be. I did, however, write a completely original poem in response to her song, which I delivered in extempore at the bar that night to thunderous applause and many rounds of drinks. I call it a response to Sailor Twist, not her real name, but who totally used to be my girlfriend. Ahem! Oh, I had you several years ago, but I was still naive, and now you're a multi-platinum music star, and I, a dirty sleeve. You write songs about the boys you loved, and one of them was me. I had some dreams, but they were clouds in my coffee. Clouds in my coffee. Am I vain? Or do you think this song is about me? I'm not vain. I'm just pretty sure this song is about me. Don't you? Don't you? Don't you?
Wow, so moving.
I have 37 more verses.
All right. You know what, Sebastian?
Sebastian Ozymandias. Daddy needs a new pair of socks.
That's all we have time for today. From the rest of us at Granola Park, have a good evening.
And up next, Mo Money, Flow Problems.
Hello, movers and shakers. You are listening to Granola Park's premier investment radio show. This is Flo.
And I'm Mo. And this is
Mo Money, Flow Problems. I'd like to think of what we do here as investment adventures. We're willing to make the bold moves and take the big risks so you don't have to.
Because we didn't earn our money, we have no hesitation to jump on board with the latest trends or buy into what some people might consider
Avant-garde,
ridiculous,
treacherous.
So as a recap, our latest long shot investment was in Rick Rivers' new yoga trend, cold yoga.
You might remember at the time, temperatures were going up, but people still wanted to go down, downward dog.
And with global warming continuing at an alarming rate, we thought this would be a good way to get in on the ground floor of a great long-term investment.
And when we called our people over at Harrison Investments...
Great team over at Harrison Investments.
The best. They gave us the same solid advice that has kept us investing with them for years.
I've heard worse ideas.
After a strong grand opening, cold yoga was hindered by a series of unfortunate injuries.
Nothing serious, just muscle cramps and really awkward positions.
And then Guru Rivers had an unfortunate run-in with the law over some controlled substances.
This is just a friendly reminder that no one should get involved with back alley Botox.
Poor guy couldn't stop smiling even when he was being arrested.
Really? Oh, you're not serious.
Absolutely. You couldn't tell if he was genuinely surprised or if it was just the Botox.
That had to be one heck of a mugshot.
Before anyone panics, just know that classes at the yoga studio are still happening and being covered by our very own Jess.
Anyway, the cold yoga saga is not over, but for now...
We're just gonna cool it!
Oh my god, you're terrible.
I couldn't resist.
The worst.
Anyway, let's dive right into our next segment. Pitch, please.
Where we have two guests in our studio pitching us their latest ideas.
With us today are two of Granola Park's extreme sports enthusiasts, Bizzy Bispin and Declan Dupree.
Great alliteration. They're like superheroes.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Happy to be here.
So, for our listeners who may not be familiar, why don't you explain what an extreme sport is?
Well, for some people, regular sports just aren't enough. There's only so many times you can watch the group of people with another group of people running around trying to bring a ball somewhere.
So extreme sports are just that. Extreme! We take your regular sports, which at best could be a 10, and we crank them up to like 12, 14.
Somewhere in that range.
Between 12 and 14. 11 just isn't enough.
Okay, that sounds exciting. How exactly would you do that?
Well, that's the thing. Though there may be dozens of extreme sports, there are just as many ways to take them to the next level. Take biking. Boring. Add some ramps and obstacles. Boom! That's a 12.
Strap a motor on that puppy. Boom! That's a 14.
Strap a puppy on that motor. Boom! That's a 16.
So, sell me on your particular sport. What makes it unique?
And is it a 12 or a 14?
Bizzy, you go first.
All right. Well, Flo, do you know what is one of the fastest growing sports industries today?
You know I don't.
Obstacle courses, and giving the popularity of shows such as American Samurai Race Battle
Oh.
and Apex Predator. The spectators are looking more and more for obstacle-themed events. So my sport involves combining a traditionally popular world sport with the added excitement and upper body strength of an obstacle course. Forget water polo and say hello to water soccer. Suspended over the pool is a grid with various handholds, rings, doorknobs, ropes, you get it, and the ball floats on top of the water. Teams combine the strength required for an aerials course with the combative elements of chicken and the fast-paced action of soccer, creating water soccer, or as they call it in Germany, Wasserfutten. Why would you want something as small as a World Cup when you can have an Olympic-side world pool?
Did you say chicken?
I did! Can't you just imagine? A center forward receives a pass from a second striker. He's Tarzan, swinging his way to the goal, water splashing past him as he dribbles the balls, and boom! Some monster of a center back wraps his legs around him and body slams him into a cannonball.
Oh.
Water goes everywhere and the crowd goes wild.
Oh, that does sound exciting.
So exciting.
I mean, I know nothing about soccer, but you sold it.
Well, Declan, you're gonna have to work hard to beat that pitch. Show us what you got.
Well, I think water soccer is all wet. Sorry, busybody, couldn't resist. It might sound exciting, but it lacks a certain nostalgia that my idea has. Everyone remembers what it was like as a kid, playing outside with the family dog, watching them run around the yard. As our pets age and eventually pass away, you're left with a big empty hole in your heart. This idea would keep those fun times alive. It has the excitement of racing, the satisfaction of a personal hobby, and the love and memories of man's best friend. Taxi Derby. Preserve your beloved dog or cat and combine them with cutting-edge remote control technology. Professional groomers will keep your Taxi Derby pet looking sharp, and ace mechanics will keep them up to speed. It's not just for racing, too. You can play fetch, go for walks, or just have them poised by your side. Taxi Derby!
I don't know, Declan. That doesn't sound as exciting as water soccer. You might only have a 12.
Not exciting! You've heard of C-Spot Run, but have you heard of C-Spot Break the Sound Barrier? And don't forget all the different ways to elevate this sport. Pet parrot drone battles, turtle sumo wrestling, real competitive fishing where someone controls the fish. The possibilities are endless.
And lifeless.
Isn't there a cartoon where people catch animals and make them fight?
So the kids are already on board.
Okay, well, there you have it, folks. The choice is up to you.
Water soccer or taxi derby? Come on, they aren't any weirder than curling.
Take the poll on our Instacandygram story and let us know which pitch to ditch.
Until next time, I'm Flo.
And I'm Mo, and this has been
Mo Money, Flo Problems. Up next, Extreme Greens with Lena Marie Green Tea.